And was that to what charge?
I think she said to a third. I went from a
Yeah.
second to a third.
Well, retail fraud third is a lesser charge. It's a
Oh, okay.
93-day misdemeanor.
Okay.
Retail fraud second is a higher penalty with a 1 year. So
Okay.
retail fraud third degree, Mr. Koval, is up to 93 days in jail, up to $500 fine, court costs on top of that. You can plead guilty or not guilty. You can have a trial in front of a judge or a jury. You can have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court can appoint one for you. Thanks so much. You have the right to have a trial where you can bring in witnesses, cross-examine witnesses, take the stand yourself, be a witness if you wanted to. If you chose not to, your silence cannot be held against you. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Any questions that you can think of?
Last I seen you, you told me that this case would be ranked concurrent with the one that for my felony probation, I just got out of jail. The judge sentenced me to 180 days and I had credited for 126. So I just did a month in jail and I just got out. And you were mentioning something about the time to be ranked concurrent with this. I don't know if you remember. Well,
I definitely knew you were on felony probation, and I knew that it was a case that was separate from this.
Yes.
The one we're talking about is the Alpine Menards, the Menards on Alpine Avenue.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I mean, obviously, what was the case you were doing time on?
It was for a probation violation.
Yeah, but what was the original charge? Why were you on probation?
Grand larceny of a motor vehicle.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you look back on what's going on, Mr. Koval, you got to figure out what you want to be involved in and what you don't.
Yes,
I
Your
mean,
Honor.
if you just spend 126 days in custody, almost 6 months, and you're trying to decide, you know, this is a shoplifting case from Menards.
Yes, Your Honor.
But technically speaking, with the way they charged it originally, you could be looking at up to a year in jail. When you're looking at a felony, it's a lot more than that. So you got to change whatever you're doing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you think of yourself as a thief?
I have a opioid addiction, and I've been going to NA classes. Recently, I just started going to the Alamo Club, and that's been helping me a lot. And I have changed a lot.
But your theft-related cases are because of your opioid addiction.
Yes, Your Honor.
But it still doesn't make it right. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. So they're offering the retail fraud third if you pay full restitution for the damaged product. They weren't, I really won't be giving you any more jail, but you have to recognize if this happens again, even a candy bar you steal, they charge you with a felony, a 5-year felony, retail fraud first degree. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation for anything else besides what you just finished?
I am clear off everything right now, Your Honor.
Okay. If there was anything you wanted to appeal, you'd be given 21 days from the date of sentencing to appeal a case to the higher court. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So I'm going back in time, Mr. Koval. August 28, a month ago plus, at the Menards on Alpine, how do you want to plead to retail fraud third degree, the 93-day misdemeanor?
Guilty, Your Honor.
And are you pleading guilty by your own decision?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anybody forced or threatened you in any way to plead to this?
No, Your Honor.
If you remember the incident at the Menards on Alpine, August 28, what did you do that causes you to say you're guilty?
I took some merchandise.
And was it merchandise that you were going to sell or hawk so you could get money for drugs?
Yes, Your Honor.
And how do you sell it? Do you just sell it on the street?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what was the property that you stole from Menards?
3 pocket knives, Your Honor.
Okay. And you're pleading guilty today by your own decision?
Yes, Your Honor.
Like I said, Mr. Koval, you got to get yourself back on track.
Yes,
Because
Your
if you
Honor.
don't, you're going to land up in jail and prison longer than you just did.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ours is a 93-day suspended jail sentence. It is a $300 fine. Restitution is $113.97. Probation is $180. It's a non-reporting probation to us. Non-reporting probation for 6 months for us to monitor that you have no new offenses at all.
Yes, Your Honor.
The only way you'd get jail time to serve on ours is if you mess up.
Yes, Your Honor.
So it's a 93-day suspended jail sentence, $300 fine, $75 crime victims' right fee, $180 is the fee for the non-reporting probation, and the restitution, as I indicated, is $113.97. Now,
Your Honor, is there
this is
any-
a lot of money. Go
Yes.
ahead.
Is there any way I could have a payment plan set up for that?
Yes, you can set up a payment plan, and they'll do so, you know, to try to get this paid off, mostly the restitution first.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's a total of $668.97. They'll set that up, Mr. Koval. Is the address on Oakway Court, is that still good?
Yes, Your Honor.
And we can get mail to you there.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, well, look at your mail, because I think we had a bond of $300 cash, and
Yes,
that
Your Honor.
bond can be applied. So we'll
Okay.
apply the bond, but then there'll be a balance, and that's what they'll set up your payment plan on.
Okay.
There's a program out there, and you can ask them at the jail if they know anything about it. It's called FAN, F-A-N, Families Against Narcotics, FAN.
Yes,
And
Your
they're
Honor.
big into opioid addiction help. And it's a program you should Google or look into, because they do have some success with the program that we've heard, FAN.
Yes, Your
Families
Honor.
Against Narcotics. Look
FAN?
into it, see. FAN. Yeah, it was started by a judge who retired and over in the Detroit area. And it's big. I mean, a lot of places are using it, and it seems to be successful. So you should look into it.
I definitely will, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Uh-huh. Okay, Mr. Abuxia,
Yes, Your Honor.
we have you on the Zoom with Carlos Soto. Mr. Soto, is that you at the Kent County Jail?
Yes.
We didn't know for sure that you were at the Kent County Jail. We thought that you were out, but then we just recently found out you're in. I'm assuming you're in on something different than this that I'm talking to you
Yeah.
about, true?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm talking to you about is a bond violation when you got charged with a case of letting a child drive a car, and you were charged with 3 different misdemeanors stemming from that incident back this summer. As part of that case with that Samara Jorgensen, who allegedly was the child driving the car, we had ordered you not to have any contact with Samara and not to have any contact with where she lives at Kent Ridge, which I believe is where her mother lives also. So we had set up the bond hearing when back on September 8 and September 20, the police are saying you physically went to the Kent Ridge property when you weren't supposed to, in violation of the no contact order. No contact with the property, no contact with Samara. It might have been no contact with the mother. I'm not positive on that. We still have your underlying cases that Mr. Abuxia is representing you on. The child abuse 4th degree 1-year misdemeanor, allowing an unlicensed minor to operate a vehicle, a 90-day misdemeanor, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor, a 90-day misdemeanor. And I know that that was set for a pretrial this morning, Mr. Abuxia, but I don't know if you got to have your pretrial with the prosecutor.
I did get to have my pretrial with the prosecutor, Your Honor. However, I have not been able to convey that with Mr.
Oh.
Soto.
Okay, so let me have you guys be in a separate conference room. I know the jail is busy and you've got other people to talk to as well. But let's just give you guys 5-10 minutes to talk, see where you're at, both on the original charges and on the bond hearing that was set for today at 10:15. I've got
Yes, sir.
another case that's starting up at 10:30, so we're gonna get back with you here shortly, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, thank you.